The league needs to take care of Caitlyn, not for special treatment purposes, but that's who everybody's there to see. Everybody wants to see Caitlyn Clark play. And if you let other teams and other people beat the shit out of her, she's going to spend 2 weeks out injured. And your attendance is going to drop because people aren't going to get the chance to see her.
I thought at times we could have played a little bit faster, and I think that's on me, like not conceding in that. We still got to play up tempo. We still got to play fast. But I mean, I thought for the most part we did a lot of stuff that coach wanted us to do, and you know, that wasn't why we lost.
So this is where we are now. Caitlyn Clark, the generational talent who single-handedly revived national interest in women's basketball, standing in front of cameras with a truth bomb no one saw coming. And when it hit, it detonated through every locker room, studio, and front office in the WNBA. Clark didn't sugarcoat. She didn't tiptoe. She told the world what her fans had long suspected. She's not okay. Her body is breaking down. Her spirit is running on fumes. And the people who should be protecting her, they're watching from the sidelines with their arms folded. In one brutally honest press conference, Caitlyn peeled back the curtain on what's really happening behind the scenes. And it wasn't pretty. This wasn't just a player having an off day. This was a cry for help disguised as post-game commentary. She spoke about exhaustion, miscommunication, and emotional tolls that go beyond basketball. The room fell silent. Social media exploded. And suddenly, the world saw Clark not just as an athlete, but as a human being unraveling in real time. This wasn't a publicity stunt. It wasn't a PR tactic. It was desperation. A player at the peak of her fame being dragged to the bottom by a system that promised her greatness and delivered chaos. Her honesty wasn't brave. It was necessary. Because if the league didn't want to listen before, they're out of excuses now. What we're witnessing is a slow-motion collapse, not of talent, but of infrastructure. Caitlyn Clark came to elevate the game. Instead, she's being suffocated by it. And fans, they're done being patient. This isn't entertainment anymore. It's tragedy. Now let's talk about the storm brewing between Clark and her head coach, Stephanie White. On paper, it looks like a typical player-coach dynamic. But dig deeper, and you'll see something far more troubling. Stephanie White's motion offense has been the center of fan criticism for weeks, and Caitlyn just added fuel to that fire. Subtle shade in her post-game comments, combined with visible frustration on the court, suggests a rift that's no longer ignorable. When a generational shooter like Caitlyn Clark is relegated to playing off-ball, struggling to find rhythm in a system built for, well, not her, it raises questions. Why is the team's strategy stifling its star? Why is Clark, known for her court vision and offensive command, being forced into a role that doesn't suit her brilliance? Fans aren't just upset, they're furious. The Indiana Fever have one of the brightest lights in all of sports, and instead of building around her, they're dimming her from within. And you could see it, her hesitation, her missed shots, and worst of all, her growing silence. Stephanie White may be holding the clipboard, but it's Caitlyn Clark's game that's being erased line by line. At some point, a coach has to adjust. White has doubled down. And with every loss, every awkward offensive set, it's becoming clear. This isn't just a tactical mismatch. It's sabotage by stubbornness. Let's shift focus to the officials, because oh boy, it's an absolute circus. The referees are treating Caitlyn Clark like a science experiment, testing how much abuse one player can endure before something breaks. One moment she's getting elbowed, the next she's taking a shoulder to the chest, and the whistle? Nowhere to be found. But let her breathe on a defender, and suddenly it's a flagrant 2. Welcome to the WNBA, where rules are optional and consistency is mythical. This isn't just about miscalls. It's about deliberate ignorance. Referees have turned every game into a blood sport, and Clark is the designated target. There's no outrage from the league, no disciplinary action, just silence, and that silence speaks volumes. It tells us this behavior is being tolerated, maybe even encouraged, and while fans scream online and analysts break down the bias, the league continues to profit from it. Because every time Caitlyn Clark gets knocked down and gets back up, it makes for viral content. But at what cost? A twisted incentive loop now rewards brutality and punishes grace. How long before she can't get up? This isn't officiating. It's neglect, a willful disregard for the league's biggest asset. Clark is the face of the WNBA, and they're treating her like a punching bag. If something doesn't change, it won't just be her body that gives out. It'll be her faith in the very game she came to save. What's more alarming is how visibly different Clark looks. We're not talking about her stat sheet. We're talking about her presence. The once fiery, fearless leader now walks with slumped shoulders and a glazed stare. It's not just fatigue, it's defeat. She's not losing games. She's losing herself. And fans can see it. Her movements are hesitant. Her decisions lack conviction. She's second-guessing where she used to improvise with brilliance. This isn't a slump, it's a warning sign. A generational player shouldn't be this emotionally weathered in her rookie season. We've seen the signs before in other leagues. Young stars crushed under pressure. But this feels uniquely cruel. Because Caitlin didn't come in with arrogance. She came in with passion, love for the game, and a desire to build something bigger than herself. And now that fire is flickering. If this continues, it won't be long before she's not just mentally checked out. She's physically gone. She deserves more than sympathy. She deserves solutions before it's too late. Let's not forget the numbers. Caitlin's recent shooting slump, 7 for 20 from the field, 1 for 10 from 3, has raised eyebrows. But what concerns true fans isn't just the misses, it's the shots she's not taking. Caitlin Clark doesn't pass up open looks, and yet she did. That's not just poor form. That's psychological trauma on display. Shooters shoot. That's what everyone says. But what happens when a shooter's confidence has been eroded by weeks of chaos, betrayal, and mixed signals from the bench? You stop trusting your instincts. You start looking over your shoulder instead of at the basket. 8 turnovers. 1 made 3 in 2 games. These aren't just stats. They're a scoreboard of systemic failure. Every missed shot and sloppy pass is a cry for stability, structure, and trust, things she clearly isn't getting. Clark's numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the full story either. Because beneath those figures is a player desperately trying to rediscover who she is, while the people around her keep pulling her further away from it. The locker room? Don't even ask. Reporters say the vibes are off. Players look disconnected. The chemistry is non-existent. What should be a celebration of a new era in Indiana basketball feels more like a haunted house, full of missed potential and emotional baggage. Clark doesn't just need a better offensive scheme. She needs a support system. Right now, it feels like she's surrounded by teammates and staff who either don't understand her or are too scared to fight for her. That's not just unfortunate, it's dangerous. There's no joy on this team, no spark, no unity. Clark is dragging them across the finish line every night, and it shows. Her teammates are playing hungry hippos while she's trying to play 4D chess. That disconnect isn't just hurting their record, it's hurting her legacy. At some point, we have to ask, what exactly is the Indiana Fever building here? Because if it's a winning culture, it sure doesn't look like it. And if they're not building around Caitlin Clark, they're building on sand. Now brace yourselves, because we're heading into darker territory. The hate Caitlin's receiving from other players, it's more than competitiveness. It's a masterclass in professional jealousy turned to full-blown assault. Opponents aren't just trying to outplay her, they're trying to humiliate her. The fouls are blatant. The trash talk is endless. The targeting is systematic. And the WNBA? Completely silent. This is a league of sisterhood and empowerment. It's a cage match. And Caitlin's a main attraction, being torn apart for ratings. Even worse, former players and coaches have joined the pylon. Instead of offering wisdom, they've weaponized their platforms to belittle her. It's not critique, it's defamation. And when it comes from respected voices, the damage is tenfold. This isn't a rookie welcome. It's hazing on a national scale. And if no one steps in soon, the league won't just lose Caitlin Clark. They'll lose everything she brought with her. Hope, excitement, and a new generation of fans. Let's talk long term. If things don't change, Clark leaving the WNBA isn't just a possibility, it's a probability. Overseas teams are already watching. And who could blame her? There's money, respect, and safety waiting for her in Europe or Australia. All she has to do is say yes. The WNBA begged her to come, and now they're watching her burn. If Clark walks, the ripple effect will be catastrophic. Ticket sales will plummet, sponsors will vanish, and the league will once again fade into irrelevance. This isn't just about one player. It's about the survival of the league. Clark isn't a luxury. She's the lifeline, and treating her like she's expendable? That's corporate suicide. The league has one job: protect its stars. And right now, it's failing. Miserably. Clark doesn't owe them her loyalty. They owe her a league that gives a damn. So here's the bottom line. If the WNBA doesn't wake up and protect its brightest star, Caitlin Clark will walk away. And she'll be right to do it. And when she does, the lights won't just dim, they'll go out for good. And to Caitlin, if you're watching this, you don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your suffering. You brought millions to this game. You made people believe. You changed everything. And if this league won't fight for you, fight for yourself. Because the fans, we see you. We hear you. We believe you. And we know you deserve better. You are not just a player. You are a revolution. And revolutions don't wait. And the truth is, this revolution, it's already begun. Not in boardrooms or on press releases, but in living rooms across America. In the chants from packed arenas. In the tears from little girls who see themselves in you. Every foul you take, every bruise you cover up, every basket you fight for. It's not just a play. It's a protest. It's a statement. And now, the world is finally listening. Because what Caitlin Clark represents is bigger than basketball. She's a mirror reflecting everything the league wants to be, and everything it's still failing to become. She is the reason why the WNBA's numbers spiked, why national conversations exploded, why a sport once ignored is now unavoidable. But here's the catch. The league wanted her impact without her power. They wanted her name, but not her voice. And now, the silence is deafening. The front office smiles while the court turns into a battlefield. Coaches grin through press conferences while their star burns out behind the scenes. Media puppets chirp about rookie growing pains while fans are watching a slow-motion collapse of a generational icon. You can only gaslight someone for so long before the lights go out. And when Caitlin's light goes out, so does the league's. Because she's not just the main event, she is the foundation. And when your foundation walks away, the entire house crumbles. This isn't about fixing a broken system. It's about tearing it down and building one that honors its talent, not crushes it. And if the WNBA can't see that, maybe it doesn't deserve her. So, to the league executives, to the referees, to the coaches still clinging to outdated playbooks and fragile egos, wake up. You are not watching the future. You are mistreating it. And the clock is ticking. Every time Caitlin steps on the court, she's risking more than stats or rankings. She's risking herself. And if she decides it's no longer worth it, don't ask why she left. Ask what took her so long. Because one day soon, you might check the schedule and realize Caitlin Clark isn't listed. Not because she failed, but because you did. And to the fans still holding on, still showing up, still chanting her name, you are the final line of defense. Keep the pressure on. Keep the spotlight burning. Demand change. Because Caitlin Clark deserves a league that builds legends, not buries them. The time for polite silence is over. This is not just a season. This is a warning shot. And if they don't listen now, they never will.